Hi, everybody. I know we were asked to address what the threat of the Trump administration is going to be, and that's what I was thinking about. And it's across the board, as you know. If you follow education, the privatization of education is on the horizon, unless the threat to our EPA and any kind of focus on trying to maintain a reasonable environment is on the chopping block. Unless the threat to our civil rights in general and due process and fair treatment is on the chopping block. Unless the local police establishments are being empowered now, as Sessions has announced that they're going to pull back from their consent decree enforcements, and we'll be looking at greater militarization of our police agencies. Unless, and the unless is the thing which has motivated us through the generations and has drawn the line against oppression, and that is organization. Unless we organize, unless people are on the streets, unless people are saying enough, we're not going to tolerate it anymore. Unless that happens, then we can just kiss it goodbye. And we've seen, I think just historically, we have a great Constitution, but it's to be interpreted. Slavery was legal 75 years after our Constitution was adopted, and it was upheld by the Supreme Court. It wasn't until the uprising, of course, after the Civil War, we had to fight that, but it wasn't until people recognized that this was absolutely intolerable that we had some relief. Even after the Civil War with Jim Crow laws, we had de facto segregation, and that wasn't ended until we had sit-ins, we had boycotts, we had mass movements, and that's what it took. And we as lawyers have to stand with and represent, when we can, the movements that challenge this kind of oppression. And that is the great honor that we have, that all of us have experienced and has motivated us to hold our heads high and march forward. Because I believe that we have a wealth of goodness, regardless of what numbers may suggest in support for Trump's administration. I think we have the numbers, and they will coalesce. And the 99% will bring down this 1%. The Occupy movement was bringing together a vast array of different special interests, and we found that we have a lot in common. And the commonality is the understanding that we are not getting a fair shake. We should have housing for all. The proliferation of homelessness on the street is absolutely unacceptable. But until we get together and insist that we figure out how to provide public housing that is really accessible, we're going to just be in worse situation. We should have free education and should go through at least college. And the idea that people get out with these outrageous debts is unacceptable. And we have to just say that we need a new social compact, and it's built on the precepts that founded our country. Let's get back to that. And we as lawyers will help. We're not the answer. When we go into court, don't think it's because of what we say that we get a good result. It's because of the people who are out there behind us, whom we're representing, that we get those results. So I applaud all of you, and let's go on together.